Hey guys, once again here bringing a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be taking a look at the Prime Battle LR Goku on the 220 lead for the new TEQ VEGITO. I thought it'd be interesting to look at this because I was using him on a team for one of the missions. I think it was when I was farming the new stages of the story events that came out, and there was a stage that needed the full team of LRs to get the full boost, and so I threw this guy on the team. I was using the game was giving me a friend for VEGITO, so obviously we had decent leader skill for the team, and I saw this guy hitting like what I thought was a reasonable attack stat, considering how old he is and everything. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to check him out on this team because remember, he's not getting any sort of stat increases on his super. He does raise allies attack and crit chance with the 18 key, and then he does greatly raise on his 12 key, so additional supers are obviously very good for him. And then of course he is one of these characters that putting him in a certain slot is where he gets his different abilities. So he does support all allies for 3 key and superclass allies for attack and defense 30%, so that is pretty good. And then in slot 1 or 2 he gets extra defense and a great chance to guard as well as key, and in slot 2 or 3 he gets attack 3 key and a great chance to launch an additional super, which obviously will be the 12 key, so that's obviously very useful for him. When attacking a superclass enemy, he's effective against all types. When attacking an extreme class enemy, he's guaranteed crits, and then if you get 18 or more key he gets extra stats as well, which is going to make a huge difference. So I thought we'd just jump in on the VEGITO team here and try him out. I've got this Goku because obviously once he gets transformed, he won't be supporting the Prime Battle Goku because he's not Giant 8 Power or Power Beyond Super Saiyan. But if we keep him on the opposite rotation, he does buff the 44% with his super attack once he's transformed into Super Saiyan 4. He also links quite well with TEQ Gogeta and the STR family Kamehameha Gohan, so I figured we'd give them a try. Obviously we don't have great key on this turn because we're in the Vegeta family, the Vegeta story red zone, the Buu Saga stage, but this guy gives enemies key -5, so obviously we're in a bit of a tough spot here. Goku is going to get a bunch of extra key from being in slot 2 because he gets the 3 key from the first part and the 3 key from the second part. That's only going to give him enough to do his 12 key super, so he's not going to get his extra stats, although he is going to greatly raise on super. That means, though, his stats are not going to be looking particularly high. Obviously, once he gets locked in to being in the slot, that's when he gets these extra stats, though. So he will be getting an extra 159%. So he's going to gain another, almost just over 400k. Then he's going to greatly raise on super. So he should be able to tank a normal here relatively well, especially, obviously, if guard does come in with that great chance. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. Once we're fighting an enemy that isn't massively debuffing our key, then it'll be interesting to see what kind of numbers we can get this guy up to, especially if we do get the Super Saiyan 4 Goku out and then are providing a bunch of support with his, super attack buff from the previous turn. So 6.3 on the attack, obviously not too crazy, but we are missing out on the giant stat buff by not getting to 18 key. We did get the extra super, so we've got double greatly raise, and he is guarding, so takes the double digits, which is, what we would expect. I mean, this Pui, his normals only do like 400k. The fun thing is with the anniversary, so many new stages are out. Like, it's kind of tough to know, which stages are going to be the best ones for showcasing some of these characters now. Wow, Gohan has really good start of turn defense here. I think let's float you off then, I guess. Do this. Obviously, Goku has damage reduction for these early turns, so him being in slot 1, hopefully he should be fine. I probably should save the tech orbs for Goku, really, considering we're in this key minusing phase here, but that's alright. We'll go ahead and get our attacks off this turn. I mean, to be fair, the units on this turn do hit relatively hard. Family Kamehameha Gohan, once he gets going, gets a few additionals, is going to do some solid damage here anyway, so that should be quite good. Goku obviously getting his stacks off. For the sake of showcasing, we'll probably just do the Vegeta, Patara Crush, and then have him as a dedicated slot 1 tank, so we can see how well Goku does. But I mean, the thing is, you could throw Goku on this team as a support, because he's giving the superclass allies 30% attack and defense, as well as extra key. In slot 3, he's getting the extra defense, and actually no, slot 3 he's getting the extra attack and extra additional super potential. So I guess that is risky for the tougher enemies now, because obviously he's not going to get the great chance to guard if he's not in slot 1 or 2. So I mean, against a phase with an AGL boss, I guess he could be quite good. That Beerus stage from the, is it the Vegeta Beerus or the Goku Beerus, the one where he's AGL and he locks and disables dodge? Because obviously if you have this guy on your team, even if you were floating him, if he ends up getting locked in slot 1, then he can still potentially tank in slot 1. This guy's locked in the middle. That's awkward. So in slot 1 on this turn, right, we've got 234k defense. If we grabbed these orbs, we would get the 3 key from being in slot 1 that would put us up to the 18 in order to get the extra buff. So that extra buff, of course, is... I'm clicking on all the wrong things here by accident now, and that's taken... It always takes ages to load the link thing. Yeah, 159%. And then getting the defense by being in slot 1. So he's going to get a lot of extra defense if we put him in slot 1 here. I don't really want to float him because he is the showcase character, and I typically didn't bring any items, so I can't unlock the rotation. So I guess we'll just do this. Then we'll grab these for you and go ahead and... Oh, I really thought all those other AGL orbs would connect, so I guess we'll just grab this for you. This Goku does 500k normals, so yeah, we didn't guard. Oof. Good thing this team has a ridiculous amount of HP, because yeah, there's a lot of like 200% lead teams, or even, you know, some of the teams where 1 or 2 of the characters are only getting the 170 lead, where 2 400k normals and that's it, you are absolutely dead. Of course, you know, on this low HP, if we eat a super, we are going to end up dead here. Now, unfortunately, that does point out the huge issue with this Goku. Whilst I did think it would be fun to try him out on this higher lead team and see how well he can do, great chance to guard is, you know, it's 70%, but it's that UI Goku meme all over again, right? We all know the number of times Goku with his 70% chance to dodge doesn't dodge and causes you to end up losing the run. Unfortunately, 70% chance to guard when it doesn't come through puts you in a tough spot. If Gotenks gets super attacked here, actually, as long as he gets his 777% defense proc, then obviously he would take double-digit damage, so he'd be fine anyway. We get the 18 keys, so obviously he gets the additional. Yeah, going into the next turn on incredibly low HP. I mean, we survived. We're on 5% HP, so that is kind of wild. Of course, that does mean that we can now get set up nice and early, actually. This works out perfectly. In fact, Goku has performed magnificently here, because now we can go ahead and do this, get our giant ape mode, transform into Super Saiyan 4 Goku, get a heal, and then obviously have Goku be set up ready to start providing these 18 key supers to buff the next rotation. Because we should, I mean, the Great Ape does okay damage, but yeah, I was going to say probably not going to kill here. The only problem is, I think if we put somebody else in slot 1, unless it's Gohan in his standby, they'll probably kill the Great Ape, so that actually sets us up quite nicely. We could put Family Kamehameha Gohan in slot 1, use his standby, so then he can't attack, so he can't deal damage, and then Super Saiyan 4 Goku attacks in slot 2, so then we get that 44% buff for the next rotation. So that seems like the play here, so we can see the buff for Goku. Now, his guard is going to be very important for the next phase, because the next phase is against Int Fat Boo. So if we don't end up getting the guard, then we could potentially take some big damage. So, but yeah, I think this works out the way we want, because if we put TEQ Goku in slot 1, we'd have to exchange him into Vegeta anyway. So I think he would probably do too much damage and kill Goku here, which then obviously means Super Saiyan 4 Goku doesn't get to attack. So that's the problem, right? He has to attack in order to be able to give that buff. So I guess we... Oh, no, you're locked. Oh, man. The giant ape thing gives you the ability to change the rotation if you're locked. And I didn't realize he was locked in slot 3, otherwise I'd have moved him. Well, that's super annoying. Well, I can get the 18 key. We just have to hope that Goku doesn't get like immediately supered. He didn't super. Did he super during the Giant Ape phase? Because obviously, if he did, he can't super me now anyway. 85k. I mean, it's not ideal, but we'll take it in order to get the buff. So, all right. So we got 44% attack and defense for all allies for the following turn because of the buff there. Unfortunately, we're on too low HP to get the transformation with Gogeta, unless I did the fusion, but then obviously VEGITO potentially just claps up Boo here. I mean, I could not use the active skill. Or we just exchange over to Vegeta. Because what's his defense? 400k, then he'll get the buff from the Protara Crush. It's kind of close, I think. I think we probably just do this. Get the fusion, because then we heal. Then, of course, that allows us to do this. And so now we have 4 links active, 338k start of turn. Now, bear in mind, that doesn't seem like a lot now, but obviously when he's locked into slot 2, he's going to get 159% extra. So that's basically just over 1.5 times. So he's going to be going up to, what, about 800k-ish, something like that. And then when he attacks, he gets another 159% if we get 18 key. And then obviously his 12 key super is a great raise as well. So he's going like well over 1 million defense. The only problem, of course, is the fact that, you know, he has to, if he doesn't get the great chance to guard, he doesn't have any other defensive like tech, right? He doesn't have damage reduction, nothing like that. So with some of these bosses and the way they hit now, I mean, this Boo does 2.2 million damage on his super. Obviously, Vegito is going to be able to tank it here, but that would straight up just kill Goku if his guard didn't activate. If it did, then he should be able to tank it relatively well. But this works out quite nicely for Vegito not just completely overkilling Boo here. We got like 1 counter off, and then he was able to heal basically all of that HP back already, so that's good. And then, what did Goku get to? He just over 18 key, so he is getting his full stat buff here. He's also going to buff allies' attack, so bear in mind, like, we've got the Super Saiyan 4 Goku buff, and then he's going to do his 18 key super, so TEQ Gogeta is getting a lot of extra buffs here for this turn as well. And he's got the full 24 key. So I imagine he's going to hit quite hard here in slot 3. But yeah, we get a couple of counters off of Vegito. And this is the thing, right? Saying about running this TEQ Goku, if you wanted to run him on the team as a support, you know, if you're running him on the double TEQ Vegito team, you have that team protection with Vegito having the target ability. So 17.7 here. For the additional, that's not bad. Yeah, I mean, damage wise, attack stat wise, not like crazy out of the realms of some of the units that we're seeing now. And like I say, his post super defense is well over 1 million, so if he gets his guard, then he's tanking some of these harder hitting bosses normals for double digit damage. His real only issue is going to be, like, if he doesn't guard, I mean, some of the events that we've got now, even some of the tough ones, their normals are, I say only, but only doing 1 million damage. So if he has 1 million defense, even if he doesn't guard, he's still going to be tanking those hits, like, relatively well. But the problem is obviously going to be if he doesn't guard and then gets hit with a super. Because, I mean, even if he does guard, 1 million defense plus guard, like, that's going to save him from, I mean, I say save him, you're not going to get one shot from, like, you know, a 2 million damage super, 2 to 3 million, depending on how much the team has in terms of HP. But of course, some of these harder events that we're getting into now are hitting way harder than that. So I really want to get that Goku buff again, but I'm not sure if Vegeta is going to be able to tank well enough here, even with the active skill buff. This Boo doesn't have a Ki Blast super, otherwise I could just throw Gotenks in slot 1 and he would, like, guaranteed tank it. So do we just fuse Vegito again? He's going to super and then, oh no, he supers later, so he's going to normal, get countered, then heal. Yeah, see, I feel like Vegito just kills him. He's attacking like 4 times afterwards as well. And if I do this, Goku just gets obliterated by the super attack. Let me just double check Vegeta passive again. So he's going to have in slot 1 with 10 or he's going to have 10 or more keys. So he's going to guard in slot 1. He's going to have 70% damage reduction. Kid Buu Super, Fat Buu Super does like 2.2 million. So I think he should be okay if we use the active skill. So we go up to, what's he going to be at here now? It's only 300k. So 2.240000 minus 70%. 672, and he has guard. Yeah, he should be fine. I mean, we'll live. I'm not saying he's going to take like double-digit damage, but we should be fine. You give us the full heal. Because, yeah, by doing the Vegeta thing as well, Vegeta won't kill him. So then that guarantees that Goku gets that 18 key super off so that we can see the buff for everybody on the next turn. So how much is he actually taking here? Yeah, 124k. I mean, that's not great, but it's fine. We survive at least. Alright, so yeah, not a great deal of damage from this guy. But that's fine. It's kind of what we want in this scenario, right? And then Goku gets the 18 key super. Tanks all these normals for double digit damage, or 100, close enough. 37.2 for Goku. Goku really is one of these fun units that you can just throw on any team, because he's not only going to be supporting Power Beyond Super Saiyan, which is a great category, with defense and damage reduction, but then obviously he supports all allies for 2 turns with his super attack effect. So that provides a huge amount to the team. I mean, 44% is a pretty significant amount, right? Because Gotenks in slot 3, he obviously hasn't been hit first, so he's not going to get his full attack buff. But he's still doing a 28 million attack, which is going to be guaranteed crit because we've got 24 key. Then he gets a guaranteed additional because we got 18 key. So he should kill him here, I think. Worst case scenario is he's going to survive with like the tiniest sliver of health, but which of course he does. Great. Alright, so I guess then we do this. So we throw you into the standby. They link relatively well together. Standby Gohan and then this Goku. Yeah, they've got Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, Kamehameha, Legendary Power. So we can grab these for you. Hopefully you should be able to tank that super. And then not a lot of key, but remember he's going to get 6 key from being committed into slot 2. So that's fine. I almost used the active skill for VEGITO then. That would have been awkward. So we go ahead and do that. And then Gohan should hopefully tank the super here. I mean, he's also got the buff from Super Saiyan 4 Goku from the previous turn as well. So that buff really is coming in clutch for helping support this next rotation. Yeah, 113 damage. And then 28 million for the Spirit Bomb. That's pretty good. And we're fighting an extreme class enemy, so we get the crit, and that takes him out. So, I mean, Goku, you know, he's not going to be winning any competitions for, like, you know, he's the new must-run unit for this VEGITO team or anything like that. But he definitely is solid, considering he's a free-to-play LR, right? The first ever LR in the game, the first LR Super Easy A. Interestingly enough as well, he's not a character that's, like, committed to like a specific saga. I don't think. I need to double check, because there's like that AGL Super Saiyan Goku, because he is on Earth protecting heroes. Obviously, even if he wasn't, he would be on Vegito's 220 lead because it's a Goku, so he's on Pure Saiyans. So he is on this team with the full 220 lead. He could be an interesting option for sure. I mean, this team has a ton of options for support. This team has a lot of the best units in the game. I mean, you know, from the last time I ran this team for a different video, to make space to put on Goku, and then I think I put Family Kamehameha Gohan on because I was using somebody else. I took off units like, you know, Beast Gohan that's on this team with the full lead. And yeah, I don't think you guys need me to tell you that Beast Gohan is obviously better than Prime Battle Super Easy A TEQ Goku. But, you know, the fact that he essentially just, you know, he ends up being like runnable on the team is kind of fun, considering he is such an old unit, and like his Super Easy A was really, really good on release, and then I feel like he just kind of got forgotten about very quickly. And I do think that is largely because his extra abilities, right, are great chance, which, you know, nobody wants that, right? Especially when, you know, they have a habit of not coming in when you actually need them, which is the most awkward thing. This Kid Buu has a Ki Blast super, so Gotenks should be fine after supering anyway. He's going to have that massive damage reduction. But yeah, we'll see one last turn here from Goku. The fact that he is post-super, still rocking just over 1 million defense. This Kid Buu, his normal attacks do like 700k, so even if we didn't guard, we would be able to, you know, be able to tank those relatively well. There's the great chance for the additional. Don't get the hidden potential though, sadly, which would give us the even greater increase. And then he tanks for double-digit damage. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. What do you think about Prime Battle LR Goku? Do you think he's still way past it at this point? Or do you think that these kind of numbers make him an interesting option? Like I say, when it comes to throwing him on the team as a support unit, the only problem is that by not being in slot 1 or 2, he doesn't have that chance to guard. But obviously he does have the and because he gets the extra defense by being in slot 1 or 2, so I think that's the biggest issue, is that if you put him in slot 3, not only does he not get the chance to guard, but he doesn't get the extra 159% defense, and so then you're potentially not hitting 1 million. And then obviously against some of these other bosses, you're potentially not going to be able to survive. Like, he'll probably survive normals, but he's not going to be tanking them for double digits. So he's a fun unit for sure, but I think the problem is if you have to run him on rotation for him to be at his best, because he thrives in slot 2, there's just so many other units on the team that would be better than him. But still kind of fun to see a unit this old, especially if you're an OG player like me. I remember doing the original grind for him for like the 50 stamina stage where you could only use Super Strike characters, and so seeing him now on this like modern, like best team in the game, hitting those kind of numbers is definitely pretty fun. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.